Hi everyone, welcome to the Baguette Invest channel for a new video. Today I want to talk about something special that I'm not really used to. I'm really happy to make this video. So I've been working on really sector investing, which means checking out which sectors in the economy and in the markets are really trending strong or are on the edge of a potential strong trend. I already spoke about semiconductors and I'm trying to play the next wave in semiconductors. But today I want to talk about something that might be very interesting, which means that it might make us a lot of money because that's why we're here. This is the uranium sector. So I hope you guys know what uranium is. It's a commodity that is mostly used to produce nuclear energy. And there is a whole lot of economy in uranium. There are the people who mine it, and there are the people who transform it. There are also the spot commodity price that you have in front of you. So this is uranium spot price. What's the spot price? It means that it's a certain amount of uranium. How much does it cost to buy the raw material, such as you would have the price of spot for gold. This is uranium. You can see that there is some kind of thing going on right there. And I want to go, before we get into why I'm interested into the charts, I want to go into what's been going on Twitter. So I discovered the uranium hype not with Twitter or Wall Street Bets. Actually discovered it with my ETF screening for some of the trending sectors, and also about a guy that I follow, his technical analysis, that was speaking about uranium about 2 weeks ago, that caught my attention because of the potential this sector has. So you can see this Zero Hedge article that says that uranium stocks explode as Wall Street Bets goes nuclear. And a guy on Wall Street Bets 14 days ago started a post which calls for a commodity super cycle on Ethereum. If you want, I link the article below. I did not read that because I'm not really interested into fundamental analysis. I might read it just for informative purposes, but I know that it's not really my kind of thing. There are really useful information I suggest, but I have my own way to scan for the markets. This is also there are also a Bloomberg article on September 13th. Now we're 15th, so it's very becoming mainstream. And one thing that's bothering me is this kind of headline. But you might think usually when you see this kind of thing, when it's become this public, it's usually too late to invest. So let's go to the charts and see what this technical analysis tells us on the chart. So first, the uranium price is looking very nice. It's really strong. The movement was absolutely crazy. You can see that we have this huge bottom, and now we're really in a overextended market. This is not this kind of price action will not go up in a straight line. It will, of course, have some corrections and will take its time. The thing is, if you want to play, let's say, a 5-year trend, let's imagine you want to play the price of uranium until 2024, you are betting on a longer trend. So you are looking at this breakout telling you this is the start of a potential rally. So there are other kind of indexes you might want to look at, and this one very famous is URE, which is Global X Uranium ETFs. It's basically an ETF that tracks the companies that are linked to uranium stocks, uranium miners, and transformers that from all over the world. This is not a US specific ETF. This is from all over the world. So Australia, China, South America. All over the place there are companies that use uranium. So this is not a country ETF. It's not uranium stocks from the US. It's really a worldwide ETF. It's a global sector ETF. Just like the semiconductors ETF track the companies from all over the world that are performing into semiconductors. So what you can see on the technical analysis is that this ETF was really in a bad shape since the moment it was initiated. From 2010 to March 21, from March 2020, the COVID crash, it was going down and down by a lot, because at the COVID crash, it was down 91% since the start of the ETF. But you can see that the COVID crash made a potential bottom figure that we usually have on bottom markets, such as this thing. I don't know what you would call it. You will maybe call that a reversed head and shoulders. You will call that a double bottom. I don't know. What matters to me is that I'm going to show also the volume. It matters to me that it's a potential bottom. So the market confirmed a little again, much further, and even made us see that this level right there of the, what is that, 17 on the ETF was now a support. So we got out of a downtrend, went up, and now we are seeing if the support is going to be valid or not. If we start to see the price being above this support, it means we are now initiating a potential bullish trend. Look at also this huge amount of volume that we see, indicating huge accumulation from people. But on the short term, of course, the market looks absolutely crazy. You know, on the short term, the market is very, very strong. It's very overextended. It went up in, I don't know, in 2-3 weeks, it went up 50%, which is absolutely crazy. And since the COVID crash, the uranium sector went up 300%. So that's really a huge run up. But if you look on the longer term, look at this kind of chart and tell me you're not seeing a potential opportunity to trade uranium stocks. And that's what I think. I think uranium stocks can be in a very, very, very huge run up in the potential next years. So I scanned the worldwide markets for the best uranium stocks. So how do I scan the market for the best uranium stocks? I will make, if you want this, I will make a specific video about how I screen for particular sectors. If you want the video, please tell me in the comments. That will motivate me to make the video, because it's going to be a long video and I will need to work a little bit, so I don't make something, I want to make something very good and that brings you a lot of value. So please tell me in the comments if you want this kind of video. So I found many stocks that are about uranium. So I found some in Asia Pacific, which is there could be some in Australia. I found some in Hong Kong, which is most of the time Chinese stocks. These are not related, and most of them I found them in the Canadian stock market. I don't know if any of you has taken an order on the Canadian stock market. I never ever had taken an order on the Canadian stock market. A very famous Canadian stock is Shopify. You may have bought this on the Canadian stock market. But today I want to show you some of the uranium stocks, and I want you to really understand what this can mean. This is the kind of setup that is usually means the start of a nice bull run. So there are multiple kind of people. There are people who are going to buy either the breakout here. There are people who are going to wait for the retest, so they're going to buy there. There are two people who are going to wait for a consolidation, so they might wait until the trend goes, and then when there is the first correction and the price consolidates, they are going to buy at that moment. I am thinking taking bets in multiple ways, but if you're interested into that, I might talk about my strategy. For now, I'll just be presenting all the uranium stocks that I found are breaking out their huge base, and their base are 5 years or 6 years long. It's really an important signal that we have on the financial markets about uranium. You might be the first to understand and to hear about it. There was, as we saw in the indexes, this first bottom on the uranium stocks. So this looks very, very, very good. This is UEX Corporation. This is a Canadian company. So you can see there, UEX Corp engages in the exploration and evaluation of mineral properties. It will interest. I don't remember if this one is actually uranium, but because let's look at that. Projects, resources. Is it actually? Yes. This one is about uranium. You can see it's not labeled here, but because of the chart and the how you say that? Because of the chart and the the website, we can see it's uranium. So there are other companies such as Mega Uranium Ltd on the Canadian stock market. Breaking down of a bit, this is the log chart, of course. If you remove the log chart, it looks much better. So just imagine, in a wildest dreams. Of course, this is so probabilistic. There is no way that this is going to be true at the 100% accuracy. What we're playing in the financial markets is always potential runs. So imagine this kind of stocks rise to the point they were back in 2008. Wouldn't that would make us so rich, and that would be a dream for many of you investors. But that's something we need to think about, these kind of things. This one is a very young company. It's also 28 million Canadian dollars of market cap, so it's really very small, very risky. But you can see that this is a small cap that invests in uranium. So these kind of stocks can double in value overnight or in 1 month. This is really amazing potential on the upside, and nobody's talking about these kind of stocks. So I hope you find these stocks interesting. Other is EFR, which is energy fuels. I believe it's also uranium. Yes, you can see it engages in the exploration of uranium. There is SYH, Sky Harbor Resources, again on the Canadian exchange. You can see it exploits uranium and thorium. And there is a GXU, which now is a little overextended. We are going to agree on that. But you can still catch, if there is a daily consolidation. Let's say the price breaks down, consolidates, and, there is something that you can do. So, yeah, very interesting stock. These are the stocks that I've broken out at the moment. If you want the whole list of stocks that I found interesting, this is not investment advice. I don't know if the trend is going to keep going. I do not tell you to FOMO and buy these stocks. If you don't know how to trade, just don't trade. But if you know how to manage your risk, how to take a position, how to ride a trend, how to stay in a position and exit at the right moment, this might be a very good opportunity for you investors out there that want to invest in stocks. So I will input the trading list on my Discord server that the link is going to be in the description, and you will be able to download the list. Or I believe there is a share list on Opportunity on TradingView. So I might use this, or I'll either input the list. So yeah, I hope this video about uranium potential is good for you. You found that interesting. And of course, I will update in the next month and weeks how my uranium positions are doing. I have not taken any position at the moment. I'm waiting for Friday. I always take my position on Friday now because I trade the weekly trends and not the daily. So yeah, I have other sectorials video that I want to make that might be very interesting to you. So if you're interested in this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you didn't, if you want to see the next updates on the uranium stocks and more stocks. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next videos. Goodbye. Trade well and don't lose money.